So people, we are back on the whiteboard, and today is going to be a very good one and very educational and informative for those who are just getting into dropshipping and want to start scaling. This is the exact structure, the exact setup that we use to do a 500k month within January. So we're just going to dive straight into this, and I'm going to give you the run through on what you need to know, the structure of the account, and when to use cost caps. That is the purpose of today's video. Most of you are probably using lowest cost at the moment on Facebook ads, which is standard, and in the right situation they can be very useful for, especially for brands who are optimizing for growth or people who are optimizing for subscriptions on supplements. But in this case, dropshipping completely saved our store. We went from going for maybe 20% margins all the way up to 30 to 35% because we were able to handle the volume, the amount of spend every single day by using cost caps. If you don't know what cost caps are, it's basically just a way to manually bid on auctions. So for example, if you use lowest cost and you set a budget of £1,000, every single day it's going to spend £1,000. But with a cost cap, you set a specific cost cap, so a target CPA on your account. For example, say we set the target CPA at 15, it's going to optimize and spend based on demand. So on a day that it expects to get more conversions, it's going to spend more of your budget. So say you had that £1,000 budget and you had the cap of 15, it will hover around a CPA of between maybe 14 to 17 over a 7-day period, but the demand and the amount that you actually spend on your account is going to be varied essentially. So it won't spend this £1,000 every day. It might spend £300 one day. It might spend £600 the next day. It gives you more control of your ad account. You don't need to be on the ad account every single day and basically day trading it, making sure that you're profitable, adjusting budget, scaling budgets. With this method that we used, we were able to handle our profitability and margins without really looking at the ad account, and we focused on the most important thing, which is creatives. Creatives are the thing that's going to allow you to scale. Forget about changing the copy on your website, forget about making small adjustments in terms of ad account structure. Should it be CBO, should it be ABO, should it be Advantage Plus? The main thing that you should have is consistent creatives coming into your ad account all of the time. That's the most important thing. You can have a bad account structure and scale with very good creatives, but you can't have shit creatives and have an insane ad account structure and scale. It's all about your creative. So basically what I've just said there, ad account structure is not the most important thing. Creatives are going to be the thing that allow you to scale to 5k a day, 10k a day. That's all done through creative. At the end of the day, you need to remember that Meta is just a content platform. If you think about it, they have got Instagram, they've got Facebook, it's all Reels based. You probably know yourself, everyone is on Reels all the time. They want to give their customers and people on their platform good content, and if you can provide that through your ad creatives, it's going to be more beneficial for both you and Facebook. They have people that stay on their app because you've got a good ad. They maybe buy through your website and have a good experience with you. So always remember that content is king. Make a systemized approach so you can get consistent videos and statics into your ad account all the time. I've kind of touched on this already, why we use cost caps. It was basically just to try and protect our profitability through bad times. We pay VAT, we pay sales tax, so we are very strict on what target CPA what we want to hit, and with the hyperinflated budgets that we have, it spends basically when demand's up. When demand's down, it'll spend a lot less. So it was basically just a way to try and protect our profitability. And one of the last things I want to mention is, so many people message me talking about, should I change this? What kind of ad should I make? Should I make an ABO? Should I make a CBO? Should I change it to Advantage Plus? Analyze your results over 7 days, because on Facebook, the ads are set up on a 7-day click. So they're optimized for people to convert over 7 days. Don't worry about 1 day. 1 day of shit results. These days are always going to happen, no matter what product you sell, no matter what ad account structure you have, how good your creatives are. The bad days are always going to come. But realize that the results should be measured over a longer time frame. Look at your CPA and ROAS and all the metrics over a 7-day period rather than one day and then you start to panic. I fell down this rabbit hole before. You start changing everything on your website, cart, looking at the conversion rate. Oh, it's down today, there must be something wrong with the site. Keep the website simple, have a solid product, a solid offer, and look at your results over 7 days instead of in the ad account every single day worrying. In terms of ad account structure, we always keep it very simple because we know that creative does most of the heavy lifting. We do 1 CBO per country, we have cost caps enabled with our target CPA, we use hyperinflated budgets. So essentially what that means is, if you were comfortable spending £1,000 per day on ads, we would have a budget of like £20,000 because the cost cap's set in place so that it will never reach that budget really. It could spend 5k if I wanted to, it could spend £500 if I wanted to. So it's purely based on demand and the cost cap that we set in place. We also make sure that we have new ad sets going into the ad account every single week. So we get content from the editor, we make our ads, we make our statics, and at the end of the week we're going to add anywhere between 10 to 20 new creatives inside a new ad set. What that does is it allows us to better manage like the new creatives and see the data. Does it get spent? If not, why? And try and reverse engineer and try and create new ads that get spent. But the con to this strategy, the 1 CBO and cost caps, is that you can't really force spend to certain new ads. But we are in the opinion of that if Facebook thinks it's going to get sales, it will spend on it. If it doesn't get spent, it's probably not an ad that's going to get a lot of conversions. So we add in, as I said, 10 to 20 new creatives every single week inside a new ad set, and then we kind of evaluate the data after 1 week. Did it get any spend? What were the metrics on the new ads? Trying out new concepts and stuff. But if we do think we've got a new batch of ads that are good quality, we tend to add minimum spends to them as well. So anywhere from, we basically look at our average CPA and we'll put a minimum spend of 2x that. So for example, say our target CPA was 15, we would set a min spend of £30 on those ads. So we could kind of push a little bit of spend to it, and then it could get the momentum going, and if it starts to spend more, that's always good. When should you use cost caps? You're probably in one of these two situations here. You're either testing a product, you're completely new to Facebook ads and you're not getting any sales, and you're trying to find a solution to overcome that. That's not a position that you should use cost caps in. You're in the position where you need to focus on getting a solid product, having a solid offer, and having more creatives. Don't rip them from TikTok and then just upload them and expect to get sales. Make sure that you're making your own ads as well, whether you're ordering the product in to make your own B-roll, using 11 Labs to create scripts, and a ChatGPT. Make sure that you have a lot of ads going into every single product test, videos and statics, and just run lowest cost. That's the best solution. Run a budget you're comfortable with, it'll spend all of that, then you can analyse the data. Or you're in the situation that you're maybe getting sales, you've started to scale up for a month or two, but your profit margins are completely inconsistent, and you can't push the store forward. You can't start to raise budgets because you're always thinking that one day it's good, one day it's bad, one day it's good, one day it's bad. So the profit's not sustainable at all. That's a position you could potentially start to implement cost caps, but I would always ask, how many creatives are you testing? How many creatives do you have? If you're just going off the first batch of creatives that you've had and you've not added in many more, I would say add in more creatives first. Do you see any improvement in terms of CPA, ROAS? If not, you could then potentially switch over to cost caps and try and remain profitable from there. But what you'll be asking is, and probably the main purpose of you watching this video is, how do we set up the cost caps on the account? So all you need to do is, on Facebook, you go into I think it's the ad set, and you change the bidding strategy from highest volume onto cost per result goal. This is a cost cap. We set this at a 30% margin, and we figure it out with this calculation here, which is your sell price times 0.7 minus all fees, so Shopify fees and transaction fees, and then minus your COGS. So I've got a little example here. If your sale price is 100, your fees is $1, and your COGS is 30, that would be 100 times 0.7, which is 70, minus 30, which is 40 minus 1 equals 39. This would be your cap. This is what you would set your cost per result goal at. If it spends, once you start launching this, it might be inconsistent for the first few days. You might see sort of a graph like this, where it's like profitable one day and not profitable the next day, which is probably what you're experiencing before. Let it adjust, let it be slightly over the cap, but always set the budget at something you're comfortable with. Monitor it, how much does it spend? If it spends at a good level and the CPA is coming down, that's good, and you're spending what you're happy with. If it isn't spending for maybe 2+ days, start to increase the cap by 50 cents every single day, then monitor the spend, monitor the CPA. This is exactly what we've done. If we want to start scaling more aggressively, we start to up the cap by 50 cents, monitor the results. But the benefit of using cost caps is that you don't have to be in the ad account every single day. For example, for us, we have like a 50k budget, which we are pretty much happy to spend, but I will probably never spend more than like 20k on a very, very good day. And that way we don't have to be in the ad account every single day. We could focus on adding new creatives, coming up with new concepts, new angles, new customer personas. We focus on the main thing that has the highest leverage, which is creatives. We set up the cost cap at a 30% margin with this calculation, and it does all the work for us. We don't need to worry about anything. It just spends when it wants. When demand's up, it spends more. When demand's down, it spends less. It's a perfect setup for us. It's maybe slightly harder to aggressively scale because with lowest cost, you could double the budgets and it's it'll easily transfer and start spending more. With cost caps, you need to be very specific in terms of raising the cap, raising the budget. But for those who are in a position where they're struggling to find profitability after a product running for 3, 4, 5 weeks, I would recommend giving this a go. But I'm no media buying expert, this is just my personal experience. Hopefully you found this valuable. I put out a tweet on this earlier and it seemed to get some good feedback, so I thought I'd just go in more depth on how to set it up, our structure, and yeah, that's pretty much it. With this strategy, we done a 500k month in January, and we have no plans to switching from cost caps to anything else in the near future. As I said, hopefully you enjoyed this video. I've got a link to the free school community below, and also this Friday I will be launching an advanced group. So if you want the details for that, it'll be inside the school community and the link below. Once again, thank you for watching, and I will see you all again soon.